Hey guys, Brian here at thebasscast.com. We got Nick LeBrun, Bubble Boy, making it on in, man.
Yeah.
20th place. Congratulations for that. Let's talk about your day, brother.
Thanks, man.
I listened to a little bit of live today, and you're talking about just finding new fish, and the fish, kind of refreshing every few hours. How long was it taking between that time, or what was?
The key to success right now for me is just knowing when to yank that Lowrance Ghost troll motor up and make a move.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll land on a little creek mouth that has got some fresh fish, and there might be 2 or 3 of them that have moved up and they haven't been thrown at, they hadn't been messed with, and if you make the right drop,
right,
then they're going to eat it. And that's going to be how this tournament gets won, is just somebody being efficient, being on fresh fish enough times throughout the day, and catching 2-pounders, not 1/15s.
Right. Today for you, were you a lot of the anglers getting a limit off the spots and then looking for largemouth bass after that, or did you pretty much stick with spots?
I have fished for largemouth 2 days in a row, and I have not weighed one in yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've got some areas that I thought for sure I could get 2 or 3 scorables out of. I've caught 2 shorts, and I say short, I mean like they weren't even 1.5 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So like my largemouth are kind of acting weird, not sure if they got caught, not sure if they pulled back, but largemouth haven't really shown themselves for me yet. Maybe tomorrow will be the day for that.
Now, the bass you're catching, are you seeing most of them on your electronics, or are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably 80% of them, I'm seeing the individual fish or the pairs of fish up suspended.
Right.
I do have some fish that their schools of pre-spawners are down on bottom.
Okay.
And you can barely see them, but I'll use Active Target 2 to make sure my bait lands amongst them, and then I'm just kind of fishing at that point. But I'm using Active Target to make sure my bait lands in the right spot, but I'm not per se watching them eat it.
Okay.
I'm just fishing for fish on the bottom. And then when you catch one, you'll see them all rise up, and
Right.
you can kind of see what's there.
What's been your technique so far this week?
I've been using a little small swim bait on a Hayabusa FPJ 960 head. It's a little 3/16 ball head. It's great for swim baits. And I've also been using a Yamamoto scope shad on a new Buckeye scope head.
Right.
Just, to Demiki style setup. It's good for fishing suspended fish. That bait's a little bit more downsized than other minnow baits.
Okay.
And so I think maybe I can catch a few more fish with that if these fish are pressured.
All right, tomorrow, weight's 0.
I'm excited about that.
Yes, everybody's really excited about that, I know. Do you think that the fish that you've been finding will replenish, or will be running fresh water tomorrow?
I think some of them will replenish. Those fish on the bottom, they're going
Right.
to have new fish stopping by. The suspended fish, I'm probably going to have to get on the troll motor and go looking at some new areas that I haven't had a trail in yet. But yeah, we're going to have to run some new water if we're going to win this thing.
The fish you have been finding, like I said, are there food around the area that you're finding most of your fish? What have you been
There
finding?
are. Yeah, so there's threadfin shad.
Okay.
A lot of places. Sometimes it's a little ball about the size of your boat console.
Right.
And then sometimes it's the size of that sage.
Oh, wow.
But the shad draw the fish to the area, and they're not necessarily like gorging on them,
Right.
but they're there just hovering around, like just keeping in check with them.
I know a lot of the anglers were talking about catching. I mean, some even caught catfish. I mean, it was, once you put the
caught a
bait
bunch
in
of
there,
them, yeah.
once you put that bait in there, you're fighting in the midst of that school of bait. So
Yeah, there's a lot of catfish that eat shad on this lake.
Yes.
And back home, Rayburn and Toledo, you got to get your bait like eye level with a catfish for him to bite. But these, they like swim up to it, just like a bass does. And it's real confusing because you'll think, oh yeah, this is a bass, and then it goes to spinning.
Right.
So you just got to weed through them.
Nick, appreciate you talking to the Basscast, and good luck to you tomorrow. And hopefully we're interviewing you tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks, guys.